Hi, church. Pastor Dave here. I'd like to talk to you a little bit about Sunday morning. We're going to be having a communion service on Sunday morning, and I imagine this will be a communion service like none of us have ever really experienced before. Certainly, I've never experienced one like this before, where Ann and I will be the only ones participating in this communion, and we'll be doing it in our homes. Uh, the same will be true on Easter morning. But I was reminded this week that all over the world there are Christians who celebrate the Lord's Day, who celebrate communion, who celebrate Easter itself alone. And they do that because they are the only Christians around. They're the only Christians in that country. Our missionary and friend and former elder, Ken Gradell, when he left us, he moved to Djibouti. And he lived in a Djiboutian neighborhood where he was the only English speaking person, the only Christian in his neighborhood, and he lived there 3 years trying to learn the language of the people that he loves so much. And he did these things from a very, very isolated area. So that's what we're going to find ourselves doing in a little bit different way on Sunday morning. And what I'd like to ask you to do is kind of assemble the elements that you're going to use and put a little bit of thought into it. I have a cup here. This is a communion cup that I bought in Bethlehem, actually, and it's made out of olive wood. Kind of a neat thing. And the cup has grape juice in it. Some of you may have wine in your houses that you can use. Uh, the idea is to remember that what's in the cup symbolizes the powerful symbol of the blood of Christ. And so we want to use the very best that we have, whatever best symbolizes the blood of our Savior, the cleansing, atoning blood of our Savior. That's what we want to use. I also have here some unleavened bread. Now, this particular piece of unleavened bread came from a biscuit, but it was a biscuit with no leavening agent in it. There's no yeast in the bread. And so, and we say try to use unleavened or bread without yeast because in the Bible, yeast also often symbolizes sin. Because a little bit gets in and then it begins to grow and grow and grow the way sin does in our lives. So this is why in the Passover feast, the Jews also used unleavened bread. So if you, so do the best you can. One of the things people commonly use is matzah crackers or crackers. Uh, and some, if the best you have is bread, with yeast in it, then use that bread. But in our minds, we must remember that the body that was sacrificed on Easter was worthy because it was sinless and it was divine. So, gather your things together. This is going to be probably particularly an important service as we prepare our hearts for Easter morning. We won't be having a Maundy Thursday service this year where we have a bunch of our churches come together and we have communion together as Christians in our community. So this will be the only time we'll be celebrating the Lord's Supper before Easter. So I hope you can join us on Sunday morning. I look forward to that time together with the gathered body apart. You take care. Bye-bye.